welcome you all. So in this class we will go through the conversion of energy. So basically here we will consider the electromechanical machinery such as motor and generator. So basically we will more focus upon the motor because motor is generally widely used, okay, and it is act as a source of mechanical energy, and this is used where the mechanical work done is necessary. So this is basically used in your transport, agriculture, and many industrial field. So that's why we will more talk upon the motor. Okay, so if you consider a generator first, so what is a generator? The generator takes mechanical energy input and that convert to electrical output energy or electrical energy output. So in this process the energy is dissipated as well as the energy is stored in the medium. So likewise you can consider the motor also. The motor take electrical energy. So this stands for, this symbol stands for, W stands for energy, this electrical, this E stands for electrical, and I for input. So this takes electrical energy as a input and this convert that to mechanical output mechanical energy, plus the energy dissipated, electrical energy dissipated, as well as the energy stored. Okay, so this is how this is the equation. Okay, so basically we mainly focus upon the motor. Okay, here the energy dissipated, this energy dissipated is elaborated here. The energy dissipated, it may be your ohmic, that is your electrical losses. So if you consider the energy, so this is equal to I square RT, and if you consider the magnetic energy dissipation, so this is your two type. One is a core loss, another this is your core loss. So that core loss is divided into your hysteresis loss as well as eddy current loss, and this mechanical energy that is lost, that is because of this friction in the moving element as well as the windage. That means the link or the incident, or when the wind incident upon the moving element, so a opposition torque is produced, and due to that the energy is lost, that is known as energy loss due to wind. Okay, and the energy stored is also classified into two domains here. One is your in form of mechanical energy, that is your kinetic energy, and second one is your magnetic energy stored, that is equal to half into Li square, where L is your inductance as well and I is your current. So this is the equation in form of symbolically we have written here. This WMO, output mechanical, ohmic loss, core loss, this ohmic loss, core loss, and friction plus windage, A plus W, friction plus windage, as well as mechanical stored energy, okay, and field stored energy, that one is your magnetic. Mechanical stored energy means that one is your kinetic energy. Okay, so we will take the electrical terms. Okay, so this equation WEI minus W ohmic, and the rest of the terms WMO mechanical, W friction plus windage, and plus MS mechanical stored energy, as well as core and friction, or you can say the field system. Okay, so this W electrical is equal to W mech plus WFLD. So this short form we have written here. This WFLD is your energy stored in the magnetic field. So this is flow of energy from input to output is described by a picture, that is you can say the energy flow diagram also. This takes a WEI. After this ohmic loss, ohmic loss is deducted, then the net electrical energy is coupled or given to the coupling system. Okay, so there actually the energy conversion takes place. So after the mechanical energy is produced, which use the input electrical energy. So after that the gross mechanical energy produced, there this energy lost due to friction and which subtracted, as well as the energy that stored in your magnetic system, then this is your net mechanical energy output. So this is the, you can say, the energy flow diagram. Okay, so if we will consider the coupling field reaction, that means this is a bridge. Actually this is a bridge between electrical domain and mechanical domain. So this coupling field interact with electrical as well as mechanical domain to allow the transfer of energy. Okay, so if we consider the motor, so in your motor the coupling absorbs electrical power in terms of back EMF and delivers mechanical power. Okay, so the coupling field produces EMF in electrical domain. This coupling field, this produces EMF in your electrical domain. That means if you consider in case of your generator, and torque in your mechanical domain. Okay, so this is the importance of coupling field reaction. Okay, so coupling is basically a bridge between electrical as well as mechanical domain. Now come to a single excited system. Okay, so just consider a toroidal core here, ring shaped core. Okay, over which the core, so the turns are provided, number of turns are provided. Okay, having resistance is your R, or you can show that resistance of core by means of external resistance connecting in the wire also. So, and this arrangement is connected with the source voltage V. Okay, so look at the diagram. So the coil EMF is your E, that means the EMF induced in across the coil is your E, and the coil resistance is your R. Okay, so this is the voltage equation. If you apply KVL over this loop here, the input voltage is equal to the voltage across the core as well as the voltage drop across the core. Okay, so as we know, according to the Faraday laws of electromagnetic induction, E is equal to d psi by dt, where d psi is your flux linkage. Okay, so EMF will produce when the rate of change of flux linkage with the conductor. So this is equal to E is equal to d psi by dt, where d psi is equal to flux linkage n phi. Okay, n is your number of turns and phi is your flux. So the total flux linkage is equal to n into phi. Okay, so from this equation, V minus IR will be equal to E. That means IR is get subtracted in this side. So V minus IR is equal to your E. Now multiplying, if you multiply this I, because we'll deal with the energy. Okay, so energy as well as power. So this is your voltage equation, V minus IR, net voltage. So if you multiply I, so V into I gives you power. So again if you multiply I, this will gives you energy. So first talk about this. So if you multiply I on both sides, so V minus IR into I, that will be equal to E into I. So first term will be V into I. So this VI is equal to the power delivered by the source. Okay, and this coil here draws a current of I. Okay, so this VI is your power delivered by the source, and I square R is the losses, is the loss dissipated due to R in form of heat. Okay, basically the power dissipated in a resistor in form of heat. So the energy absorbed by the coil is equal to EI into dt, integration of EI dt. Okay, the sum of all the energy. Okay, so this is the energy absorbed by the coil, then power delivered by the source, then power dissipated across the resistor R is given by. So if you consider a stationary system, okay, this one is a stationary system as well as your moving system also. If you consider stationary system, means the system stationary means there is no your motion, there is no movable part. So stationary system, you may assume the transformer also, because in your transformer there is no moving element is associated. So the same concept it can be applied over the transformer also. Okay, so now consider a stationary system. So this equation holds this W electrical, okay, electrical energy input, that will equal to the mechanical input. So this is the general equation, plus dW FLD. So FLD is your energy stored in the magnetic field. Okay, so this, if you consider the stationary system, means this mechanical energy or the mechanical energy, change in mechanical energy, dW mechanical, is absent. So that means this person will be equal to your 0. So there the governing equation of energy will modify to dW electrical is equal to dW FLD. That means the electrical energy is equal to the work done by the field. Okay, so there we have written here also the electrical work done is equal to energy absorbed in the magnetic field. Okay, so symbolically we have written here dW electrical is equal to dW FLD according as per this. So this is equal to EI into dt. Okay, so this dW electrical is equal to EI into dt, the energy here, electrical energy, voltage, current into time, VIT. Okay, so this can be written as d psi by dt into IDT. Okay, because how this E is equal to d psi by dt, we have written here this induced EMF when induced EMF occur when rate of change of flux linkage with it. So E is equal to d psi by dt. So over this E we have substitute d psi by dt into IDT. So dt get cancelled. So this became ID psi. Okay, so psi is let you remind me, psi is a flux linkage. Okay, so I into D, this in place of psi n phi I told you earlier. So this one is your flux linkage psi is your n into phi. So I d in phi, so just to rearrange the term, n into I d phi. So this mf is nothing but your mmf, magnetomotive force, that is equal to n into I, number of turns into current. So this can be your another term, f into d phi. Okay, so this dW electrical, this is it can be written as one in this form, I into d psi, another form f into d phi. Okay, so this electrical energy, it can be obtained from the magnetization curve. So this is your current, this person can be obtained, this thing can be obtained from current versus flux linkage characteristics, and this can be obtained from the relation of MMF with flux. Okay, MMF and flux. Okay, so this is equal to dW FLD. Okay, because there is no mechanical work done is associated in case of your transformer also. So there you can say that dW electrical is equal to dW FLD. So this dW electrical, this is your ID psi and FD phi, both works good. Okay, now say what is the amount of magnetic energy stored. Okay, so if the system in that same condition, the rest condition or the stationary condition, if the system is at rest, so dW mechanical is equal to 0. So then dW electrical gives the value of dW FLD. So this stored magnetic energy or magnetic energy stored, this can be calculated from this relation dW electrical. Okay, so just consider a relay system. Okay, so in your this relay system is basically used in our protection system. Okay, so relay system, so basically is used to provide the it is used to gives the information to initiate the operation of a circuit breaker. Okay, so basically in your relay system, it may be earlier the contacts are normally open NO, so it will be closed, so that the circuit will be closed and the signal will be passed to the circuit breaker for initiation. Okay, so this is a electromechanical system, or the relay system is also, it can be take an example of this electromechanical system. So this relay, this is a this structure is nothing but your attracted armature type. Okay, this one is your armature. Okay, it's because this is moving, so this moving element is generally termed as your armature, and this one is your magnetic system. Okay, so just this magnetic system is energized. So when this is connected with the source, this takes a current I. So this core actually get magnetized. So this will provide, or this will gives a attractive force upon this hinged armature. This armature is hinged at this point, so this will get closed. Okay, so when this is energized, so the north pole and south pole are induced due to the current flowing in the electromagnet. So the armature of electromagnets this attracted, but it must be kept stationary but applying an external force, because we are dealing with a rest system. So this will be only rest, this armature will only be rest if we will hold this armature by applying an external force. This Fext is your external force here. So if you will hold this armature, so this dW mechanical will be equal to your 0. The change in mechanical energy will be equal to 0. So if dW mechanical will be equal to 0, so this dW electrical will be equal to dW FLD. Okay, so this dW electrical, we have just derived this value is equal to F into d phi, or that is equal to I into d psi. So this value can be obtained from it the magnetization curve. Okay, so look at this curve. This curve is drawn, this is a curve between I and psi, ID psi. Okay, so this ID psi obtained from this curve I and psi curve, as well as this term F d phi, this can be obtained from this curve F and phi. F is your MMF, magnetomotive force, that is equal to Ni. Okay, so if we assume a linear system, so this curve is a straight line. Okay, prior to saturation. Okay, here saturation is ignored, that's why a linear or straight line can be done passing from the origin. So if we consider this ID psi, so ID psi, that means this is the area of this curve I and psi curve. Okay, so this, if I is your constant, the change in flux linkage is equal to d psi. So we'll take a differential element here. Okay, we'll take a differential element here. So if here I will be vary, that means there the psi will be constant and I will be variable, so psi into di. Here this section, this strip indicate here change in psi, change in flux linkage. So this your I into d psi. This section gives you the value of the parameter of psi into di, because here this flux linkage is a constant and with the change in current, variable current. Similarly, this F d phi and phi df. Okay, so these are the curve you can obtain. So the electromagnet is just like an inductor. So under steady state condition, this behaves like a short circuit. So at this condition, the motor draws a constant current. This motor, that means this relay system, it draws a constant current. Okay, so there this dWFLD will be your energy, and dWFL dash is your co-energy. Okay, this portion, this one dWFLD is your energy, and this will be your co-energy. Okay, so the energy, that means the sum of dWFLD plus dWFLD dash is equal to your total energy stored. Okay, so this dWFLD is your energy and dWFLD dash is your co-energy. So the energy stored, it can be found by integrating this dWFLD. Okay, so that is equal to area of OABO, that is equal to the area of OABO, this portion, this portion OABO. So this will be your energy stored. Okay, so the energy stored is that can be formed by integrating this dWFLD, that is equal to the area of OABO, and the energy stored in the system is given by the area of magnetization curve with y-axis. The same thing, OABO is nothing but the energy stored in the system is given by the area above the magnetizing curve with y-axis. Area of magnetization curve along y-axis. This one is your this underlying portion, this H portion. Okay. Now next one is your co-energy. So the co-energy is just below area below the magnetization curve is called your co-energy. Okay. So the sum of energy plus co-energy thus gives you the total area covered by the magnetization curve. Okay. So the total area covered is equal to your OCABO. So look at the diagram here. OCABO, this total area covered, that is equal to the sum of energy plus co-energy. So for linear magnetization curve, the energy and co-energy are equal. Okay, because the diagonal divides the rectangular into two equal parts. Okay, so the upper portion gives you the WFLD, and the below the magnetization curve, this gives you WFLD dash. So this is equal to half energy stored in the magnetic field is equal to half psi into I. So this will be equal, this half psi into I, this is equal to half F into F1 into phi 1. So both the curve, this can be obtained from both the curve. That means current and flux linkage curve as well as MMF and flux curve. So this is equal to half psi into I, that will equal to half F into phi. Okay. So for linear magnetization, this F is equal to, this relation works also, this relation satisfy, F is equal to phi into S. So where F phi is your flux and S is your reluctance. Okay. So this MMF is equal to the product of flux into the reluctance. So there you can calculate the value, substitute the value, you can calculate the W of WFLD, that is equal to half Li square. You know, this is the energy stored in the magnetic field, and that will be, and this will be same as half psi square divided by L. This is in terms of inductance L into I, and this is in terms of flux linkage with L. So both you will use both the formula to calculate the value of WFLD. So after calculation, this dW make, this is the relation dW make, this can be equal to the force into distance or displacement. So after calculating the dW mechanical, if you divide the distance and displacement, or displacement, will get the force or torque produced. Okay, so this dW electrical is equal to F into d phi or I into d psi. Okay, from the magnetization curve, where dWFLD is your area of the curve and dWFLD dash is the area below the curve, the area above the curve, above. This is the area below the curve. Okay, if you consider the motion, so earlier case we have considered that there is no motion. If you consider the motion, that means the external force we have applied here to hold the plunger or armature is removed. Okay, as well as the system, this magnetic system is now, you can say, closed. So there the air gap is absent. Okay, so if when we have applied the external force to hold the armature, so there an air gap actually produced, which offer this high reluctance path to the flux. Now the external force is removed here, and the magnetic circuit is closed, and there is no presence of air gap. Okay, so you can say that in often the flux has an air gap in the path, due to which the reluctance of flux path is very high and the slope of magnetization curve is small. Okay, so this slope of magnetization curve, this first slope, okay, is very small. Okay, and the second slope, in the second we have drawn the second line or the second slope, that is due to the absence of the air gap, so its slope is higher. Okay, so we will consider the both the slope over a single diagram. So this, it can be drawn like this, OA and OA dash. At this point the saturation occur. Okay, so just consider the saturation here. Okay, so if we will consider the motion is small, okay, the slow movement, so this E is equal to d psi by dt, and slow movement means this dt, the time is large, So this EMF will be equal to your 0. Okay, so the induced EMF will be 0. So I is equal to V minus E by R. Okay, so this is as this E is equal to 0, so this I is equal to V by R, that is equal to your I1. At this condition the I is I1. So this operate at a steady state condition. Okay, so you can say that here that when the armature moves slowly from the open to short, this dt is large or EMF induced almost 0 and the current remain almost constant. So that constant current is your I1. So which is equal to V by R, supply voltage to the ratio of resistance of the magnetic circuit, or you can say the coil. So in this condition you will say that this dW electrical is equal to I into d psi. Here we have considered the magnetization curve of I and psi. Okay, so this what will be the value of dW electrical? So this will be equal to the integration of I into d psi. Okay, so at this condition I is equal to I1. This one is a steady state current I1 into d psi. So look at the diagram here. At that steady current, the flux linkage change from psi 1 to psi 2 in this path. Okay, psi 1 to psi 2. So the net change in flux linkage d psi will be equal to psi 2 minus psi 1. Okay, so this will be the area. This will be the area. This the constant current. Okay, from psi 1 to psi 2. So this is the area. That is your dW electrical. So that will be equal to CB A dash DC. We have written here CB A dash DC. So here the energy stored may be the energy stored in magnetic field before movement is given by the area above the magnetization curve. Okay, so this above this can be obtained from the area above the magnetization curve in open position and the energy stored in the final state. That means this phi 1 to phi 2. Okay, that we have written here. Okay, and we have this described in the statement also. This WFLD will be equal to the WFLD close minus WFLD open. Okay, close and open. So this will be is indicated by the area OB A dash DCO, OB A dash DCO, energy stored in the field above of the magnetization curve, minus WFLD open. This is indicated by the area OABCO, upper portion of this condition. That one is your open condition. Okay, so this you can write here also like this. Okay, so this is your W mechanical. That means if we will subtract the area, this area with this area, you will get the W mechanical. That means the green dots I have marked here in this curve. Okay, so this green curve marked from by the point OA dash BO, OA dash BO. So this mechanical work done is given by the area enclosed between the curve during motion. Okay, so now if you consider the instantaneous motion. Okay, so here flux or you can say the flux linkage cannot be steady. Okay, so in this case of instantaneous motion, the flux or flux linkage can't be changed suddenly, and hence they may be assumed to be constant during motion. So this is indicated by the path. Okay, so here psi 1 to psi 2 at this path A dash B. Okay, so in this condition we can assume that this change in flux linkage is equal to 0, because this moves is suddenly instantaneously. So at this condition this change in flux linkage will be equal to your supposed to be 0. So in this condition, as d psi is equal to 0, so this dw electrical, which is equal to I d psi, will be equal to 0. So this is the equation. This is the equation, energy balance equation. This is W electrical is equal to W mechanical plus dW FLD. So there the electrical work done is equal to 0. So the mechanical energy plus W FLD will be equal to 0. So here the mechanical energy is equal to the negative of dW FLD. Okay. So this area between the curve during motion gives the value of mechanical work done. So that can be obtained from that area between the curve during the motion. Okay. So this is the fact of how this mechanical work done and electrical energy and energy stored in the field, this can be calculated from this curve of I psi and F and phi.